Hey, I'm Helen. I'm a user experience professional. I've worked with Fortune 500s for the last 15 years to help their teams make technology crazy easy for real people. This is a friend of mine. His name is Brandon Fossey. He's been working with the Department of Agriculture to bring something to market that will help blind farmers like himself navigate in rural communities easier. He's the kind of friend that I love brainstorming with. In fact, we had our first brainstorming over lunch last spring, and it was great. Got some stuff accomplished, but there was something kind of strange. I had to read him the menu. It just didn't add up. This tech guy didn't have a tech solution. It turns out that there's 7 million people in the United States in the same awkward position when they're eating out as Brandon that are either blind or visually impaired. On top of that, there's 44 million seniors out there, like the Wilsons here, who need a little help with the menu as well because their sight is starting to fail. You know the type. They're there in the middle of the afternoon, like at 3 o'clock, having lunch, and they're kind of hogging up the waitress's time. And then there's the 1 billion people that visit the United States annually that have the audacity not to speak English. Come on, guys, let's get real. The rest of the planet does not speak English. There's an opportunity here to be more hospitable and offer these tourists a way to read their menu in their language. Yes, there is an opportunity. There's actually $223 billion spent in 2014 by these three types of diners that all have one thing in common. They need a little help reading the menu. Locally, here in Arkansas and Pulaski County, we estimate those very same types of diners spent $19 million eating out. So how would it work? Okay, here are the Flynn brothers. They're imaginary restaurateurs. Okay, we get that. Let's imagine they've opened their third restaurant and it's going gangbusters. Of course they want more customers. So how would Menus4ALL work for these guys? Well, there's Brandon again. He would whip out his iPhone. He would say, Siri, open Menus4ALL. He would hear Siri's voice, and then he'd hear another voice. That would be the voice of Menus4ALL. It would let him know that there's restaurants nearby. He would guide his finger down the phone to be able to hear the different links to available restaurants. He'd hear the Flynn's restaurant's name. He'd click on that, and then he'd be taken directly to their menu, and he could use his finger to glide down the screen again to hear all the different options of things that he could order when he gets to their restaurant, all being read to him. Sounds great. He goes down to the bottom, he hears their time, their location, and you know what? There's a link for Uber down there too. He clicks on that, sets up an Uber ride, gives me a call and says, hey, you want to meet us for lunch? It's that easy. For the Wilsons, a waitress could instead bring over a tablet instead of a paper menu when they arrive at the Flynn's. They can pinch and zoom to read the text comfortably while she's off taking care of her other customers as well. For Tam and her family that have traveled here from Brazil, their waitress doesn't speak a lick of Portuguese, but it's not a problem because everybody's got Menus4ALL on their Android phones, and the translated menu is in both Portuguese and English. So what would it cost? Okay, for everybody that wants to use it, it's free. You can download it to your Android phone or to your Apple phone. Restaurateurs are the ones that pay. They pay $40 a month and $1 per unique click in their menu. On top of that, they're given a really easy one-step way to update their menu in up to 11 places online. And then we help them deal with the reality that restaurateurs have. That if someone comes into their restaurant that has a disability, by law, they need to allow for some way for those people to be able to read a menu. We help them with that. And more importantly, we help their wait staff be able to do this comfortably and with not a lot of time. How big is the market share out there? We've got 1 million plus restaurants in the United States and counting. In Arkansas, we've got 5,000, and we're shooting in our first year for 50% of those, so 2,500 in Arkansas. So how do we stack up against the competition? Where we're really leading the pack for the restaurateur's service side is they would have 11 places that they can update their menu online in one easy step. When we've come to going out and testing our prototype with diners, the things that are really standing out and they are loving is the availability to use our smart cab links, where they're able to dial up a cab right within our app and it knows where they're going or where they are right now. They're also loving the availability to order food in the app, pay for it with Apple Pay, and have it delivered to home. And then something simple, they are loving the availability to share out a menu with their friends. Things have changed. It used to be when we checked out a new restaurant, we'd walk by the front, we'd check out the menu, post it out front, we'd talk. Maybe we'll go in there. We don't do that anymore. We do it ahead of time and we do it online. In lots of parts of the United States now, we're also spending more of our money eating out than in the grocery store. And we're spending 70% more time on our phones than we did even 5 years ago. These are big changes that restaurants are having to adapt to. We're helping them with that and allowing them to profit. Our first year, we're looking at projecting a monthly burn down rate of $8,000 a month. And year 2, slowly moving into profitability. We've got an amazing team. First, there's my CEO and partner, Shelby Kriz, who's a former restaurant owner. We've got Sean White, our mobile developer. Ruth Van Moldeham, who is our translation QA. And then we've got Josh Eubanks, who is our iOS ADA tester. And Kendall Gibbs, who is our social media person. We've got an advisory board that we've had for some time with a great variety of backgrounds to help us build a strong business. And we're looking to hire a CTO. Menus4ALL is a tool that helps restaurants increase their market share, simplify menu updates, and decrease ADA liability risk by telling the world that their doors are open to everyone. Thank you.